Hey, Happy New Year. Welcome to the Health with Hashimoto's podcast. Today's episode is what's in and what's out for 2026. I've got my own list of about 7 or 8 things that are out. When you're done listening to the episode, I would love to know what you have to add in addition to things that I put on here, like supplements and living in stress mode, endless scrolling, health insurance. What did I miss for what's out and what's in? Welcome to the Health with Hashimoto's podcast. This is where you will find clarity and simple, sustainable strategies to feel better. I want to help you figure out your root causes. My name is Esther Youngkin. I am a registered nurse. I spent about 17 years in the emergency department, and then I got sick and tired of putting Band-Aids on chronic things. I went back to school, and now I have been in holistic health education for about 10 years. I know how exhausting it is to live with fatigue, brain fog, and the ups and downs of Hashimoto's. And that is why I'm here. I'm here to cut through the confusion and to give you practical steps that support your body, calm your immune system, so that you can regain your energy and feel like yourself again. Do you like to make New Year's resolutions? I sometimes do. I love this season of reflecting on what has been and what can I celebrate? And then what can I do better? I love a fresh blank page, like just so much opportunity ahead. Like this year has not been written on yet. I love that feeling. And some years I make some resolutions and some goals. I probably will this year, but to start out, I'm more doing a no resolution solution. I want tiny things, because that is sustainable. And of course, if you've listened to any amount of episodes, you know that I talk about things that are simple and sustainable. Because if something is not simple, then we're not going to keep doing it, right? It just gets too complicated. I can absolutely overcomplicate things. I can make 20,000 steps for something that should be very simple. So I know the importance of simplicity. I also know that if it's not sustainable, then you just kind of wasted your time and your effort. So I want to make sure that everything that I'm doing is sustainable. So it has to be simple and sustainable. And sometimes big New Year's resolutions are not those two things. So let's talk about what's in and what's out. These are not in any particular order. Like, don't think that I'm going from, 0 to 10. No, these are just in random order. So number 1, what is out? Long cardio sessions. I will still hop on a treadmill and I will walk in or read a book. That's absolutely fine. But I am instead prioritizing what are called movement snacks. Yes, I will still do like 30 minutes of walking every day because I want to get up to 10,000 or 7,000 steps. That's actually my goal. Yes, 10,000 would be great, but I know 7,000 is a doable goal for me. In 2025, my daily step count dropped. So I need to get back to prioritizing that. So a daily movement snack is something I saw on a guy who keeps popping up into my Facebook feed, and I don't even know who he is. I don't know if I'm following him. If you see him, he'll be, I think, a physical therapy from the UK or physical therapist, and he's usually standing with one foot on a block. And so everything is like a tilted movement because he's really focused on your pelvis and getting into different planes of movement. That is his thing. But he talks about these movement snacks where you can just get up from your desk or get up from the couch and just do this movement for 30 to 60 seconds. And that is what I am prioritizing this year. Not big, long cardio sessions, but instead movement snacks. Have you heard it said that sitting is the new smoking? We are so sedentary, and it's so easy to be sedentary. Like, everything is on our phone. We can just get things delivered to us. We don't have to get up and move as much as we used to, or as our parents and grandparents did. So I am prioritizing movement snacks, little small episodes of movement scattered throughout the day. I did read that somebody who gets up and walks in place or walks at all for 1 to 2 minutes every half hour versus 30 to 60 minutes is going to be healthier at the end of a year. The statistics were really kind of mind-blowing that just this change in how much you exercise scattered throughout the day instead of volume all at once it makes a difference. I mean, like drinking your water. You're not going to drink your 2 to 3 quarts of water all in the first 30 minutes when you wake up, right? You're going to scatter it throughout your day. Same thing with movement. So what's out? Big long cardio sessions. What's in? Movement, snacks. All right, the next thing that's out is actually easier to explain by telling you what's in. I didn't know how to describe this of what's out. I guess I would say every day the same. So what's in is honoring rhythms and routines and seasons. So this could look like for you a weekly rhythm. Do you have a Sabbath every week? Do you take a day off? Now, you don't have to be religious to have a Sabbath, although technically, like a Sabbath would have time to honor God, time to draw closer to God, go to church, worship, things like that. But other people who are not religious at all, they will still take a day off from work, put their phone in a drawer, take 24 hours off of social media every week, have a weekly rhythm where you are having downtime once a week. Now, this also can be applied to seasons of the year. I have heard it said that we are not designed to make big New Year's resolutions because in the middle of winter, we are resting, we're hibernating, we're focusing on being more cozy, on having early bedtimes, of prioritizing rest in general. It is really in the spring when we start to want more growth and to plant new things and to dream and to grow. So maybe for you, you're looking at the seasons of the year. Maybe you're looking at the weekly rhythms and routines. But what's out is treating every single day the same. What's in is honoring the rhythms and the seasons and having routine in your life. All right, let's do a medical one. What is out is generic broken lab panels. When you go to the doctor and they say, let's check your thyroid, you can interpret that usually as we're going to run a TSH. And of course, as a listener to the Health with Hashimoto's podcast, you know that a TSH is not all of the information. At a minimum, I want you to be checking your thyroid antibody levels. I want people to start that when they are teenagers, especially the girls, because Hashimoto's can take 10 to 15 years to develop. Your antibodies can be high or starting to elevate before you get symptoms. And 10 to 15 years. So let's get the antibody levels checked. Also, TSHs are just one little tiny picture of what is going on. I want to know your free T4, your free T3, your reverse T3. I want to know your A1C, which is not thyroid at all. It is your blood sugar. But we know that one of the biggest root causes of autoimmune problems is stress. And one of the biggest stressors on the body is the highs and the lows of blood sugar, yes, even if you are not diabetic. I want to know your vitamin D level. So a generic lab panel or generic labs of the doctor just saying, let's check your TSH, that is out. What is in is understanding what you're looking for and why it matters, and then ordering the labs. Now, one thing, you might be seeing this on your social media feed. There are a couple different companies and they do tons and tons and tons of labs. And I have talked to people who have this. They get like 100 to 300 different labs, but they don't know what to do with all of that information. They need somebody to walk them through it. And some of the companies are better than others at doing that. So I'm not saying let's have the broken lab panels that's just out and let's switch to this, huge panel. No, I'm saying what's in is understanding what you're looking for and then why it matters. So if you are wondering about those thyroid labs, I do have a couple episodes on that. Another thing that is out is insurance. So broken. We could go on a whole bunch of tangents. I'm sure you could go on a tangent about what insurance has done for you or has not done for you, has hurt you. Oh my goodness, just the stress of getting all of these different things in the mail. One of my kids had just a sports physical, and that sports physical generated, I don't know how much mail, and then it wasn't covered as it should have been, because it was billed as like a general visit instead of as a well-child check. I know as a nurse who has worked at a clinic, a sports physical, And also, as a parent, a sports physical is a well child check, just without the shots. I mean, that's all that they're doing. But because it's coded differently, the insurance company is like, yeah, no, we're not going to cover that. We're not going to pay for that as one of your wellness visits. You're going to have to pay, I think it was over $300 for it. I don't know. And that's just a simple thing. Insurance is broken. So insurance is out this year, just totally out. I am switching to crowd-funded sharing. I did an entire episode, an interview with somebody from New Health, which is the company that I switched to. You can listen to that episode all about it. It is just going to work so much better for my family. What's out is insurance. What's in is crowd-funded health sharing. All right, another thing that is out, endless scrolling. I don't know about you, but I have an addiction to my phone. I hate it. I try to break it. And one way that I am breaking it is by installing harder limits for myself. And I love them, actually. So I use the app Screen Zen. It is free. And you set up your own limits for yourself. So you could have a category, like I have a category for gaming. And I have like these mindless games that I'll play while I'm listening to something, or whether, in the bathroom or whatever. And so I'll set a game category so I can play for a certain length of time each time I open that app. And then I get cut off. And it's not like the Apple, like the built-in stuff where you could just so easily just ignore it. You have this pause where you choose how long it's going to pause. So even if it closes and you want to open it again right away, you can click that button, but it's still going to make you wait for 5, 10, 15 seconds, the time that you preset up. I have another category that's social media, and it's a different length of time. I think I have it set for 7 minutes, and I can open my social media apps multiple times a day, but only 7 minutes at a time. And usually that is quite enough to see what my top favorites are doing, to scroll through a couple stories, to post something. Like 7 minutes is enough for me generally. And sometimes I open a new, a new 7-minute episode or window, whatever you want to call it. So in my quest to have endless scrolling be out to help myself with this addiction to my phone, I have, implemented the Screen Zen, harder limits, putting my phone in my underwear drawer when I get my pajamas on so that I can't even reach it from my bed. I did shift to an actual alarm clock a couple of years ago, which I appreciate. There's different things that I'm doing. I would love to hear what you are doing because I know I am not alone in that addiction to the stupid little phone. Actually, it's really smart. All right. So the next thing that is out, living in stress mode. We are all surrounded, bombarded by so many different stressors, and I'm sick of it. How about you? We can't keep living in stress mode. It impacts our health. We cannot heal if we are constantly stressed. Our bodies and our minds and our souls need to shift into non-stress mode. So you've got your stress mode, that's the sympathetic nervous system, that's fight and flight. You also have your parasympathetic nervous system, that's your rest and digest. We want to switch into our rest and digest mode more. How can you do that more consistently throughout the day? What can you build into your life to trigger yourself to think, oh, I need to take a couple deep breaths, or I need more laughter, I need more singing, I need more humming in my life, because all of those things shift your body into your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest. What can you build into your day to shift you out of that stress mode into your parasympathetic nervous system? We cannot heal. Our immune system cannot regulate if we are constantly in stress mode. On January 10th of this year, 2026, I am opening the Simple Habits program. I run it a couple times a year, and every single year we start out with stress. We start out with how can we shift out of the stress mode into rest and digest. We always start with diaphragmatic breathing. You are welcome to join that Simple Habits program. I would love to have you. It is text-based because I don't want to overwhelm you. I know that I can share so much information, and I know that I can overwhelm somebody. When I give them a voice memo that's like podcast length, like it can be overwhelming. I get it. So this system or this program is text-based. A couple of times a week, I will send you a text. Every Saturday or Sunday, I will send the text. This is what we're working on this week. How can you adapt this for you? So on week 1, I'll tell you, we're working on diaphragmatic breathing. We're working on shifting out of the stress mode into rest and digest. How can you make this work for you? What is going to be your trigger to remind yourself to take a deep breath, to relax your muscles, to smile? What is going to be your trigger? And then you text me back. Later on in the week, I'm going to send you another text with some encouragement or some fascinating fact about whatever we're talking about. And then on the weekend, I'll ask you how you did so that we can celebrate together. That is the Simple Habits program, and it is starting on January 10th. I do not accept late enrollments because I have to put you into the text-based system, and they're set to go out on Sunday. So if you join late, then I can't get you in for Sunday, and you're going to be off. It's just not going to work. So I do not accept latecomers to the Simple Habits program. You have to get in before it closes on January 10th. The first day is actually Sunday, the 11th. All right, I've got 2 more things that are out. The first one is a supplement treated as a medication. Is there a time and place for this? Yeah, there actually is. But in general, I'm saying supplements are out. At least the mindset of there's a pill for every ill. This is what the Western broken medical system is kind of built on. It is, you have a symptom, so we're going to give you a medication. And a lot of people, in trying to get into more holistic, natural things, they have taken that mindset with them, and they're still trying to get a pill for every ill. Well, that is out. I'm saying that is out with 2025. Instead, we are going to shift into cellular health. Your cells are the building block of your entire body. Your cells are the building blocks of your organs, of your tissues. We need health at a cellular level. We need to work at helping the body do what the body is designed to do, activating the body's own pathways. And so that is in for 2026. I would love to tell you more about cellular health and activating your own pathways. But I'm already almost at 18 minutes for this episode, and we don't want to go over 20. So I'm going to refer you to a couple episodes that I have about cellular health and activation. Episode 37 is all about I need more energy, and I'm talking to you about how to help your cells produce more energy, how to help your cells clean up, how to have cellular health and activate the pathways that God gave you so that your body can do what your body is supposed to do. So what's out? Supplements treated as a medication, so a pill for every ill. What's in? Cellular health and activation. The final one is what's out? That hustle and girl boss energy. That kind of goes back to the stress. We don't need that stress. But at the same time, I understand the economy sucks right now. And everything is expensive. So there's a lot of people looking for ways to have more income coming in, to have a side gig or a side business, whatever you want to call it. I absolutely understand that. I have my podcast. I have my coaching programs. I have the one-on-one program. I have the Simple Habits program. I have a lot of ways that personally I am, creating content for you so that you can improve your health. I also partner with a company that provides products, and I make commission for sharing them with you. So the activation stuff, I will make commission when you join as a customer or even as a consultant if you want to work on my team and learn more closely with me. So absolutely, I'm not saying more income is out. No, what I'm saying is that hustle energy, the stress energy, that girl boss energy, where you feel like you always have to be on every time you're on social media. You need to be proving something to everybody. You need to be, just always on. That's out. That's out. What's in is creating systems and boundaries. Because perhaps you've noticed that this theme throughout what's out and in this episode is the always on. I don't want to be endless scrolling. I want limits. I don't want constant stress. I want to shift into rest and digest. I don't want to have every single day the same. I want to have routines and honor these rhythms of life. I don't want to do long cardio sessions for my only thing. I want to have movement snacks. It is the same thing with business. If you have a side gig, if you have, anything that you're bringing in money on the side, I don't want you to devote your entire day to it. I don't want every waking hour to be thinking about it, or every hour that you're away from your 9-to-5 job. I want you to have systems that work. I want you to have routines because I want you to have downtime. I want you to be able to reset your nervous system because stress is out. Creating systems that make things work in your life, creating boundaries, creating rhythms and routines, that is all in because your health matters. Your physical health matters. Your mental health matters. Your spiritual health matters. You matter. All right, so that is my list of what's out for 2025 and what's in for 2026. I would love to hear your versions. Tag me on Instagram if you're going to do this. I am health.with.hashimoto's on Instagram. Or even better, come to the Health with Hashimoto's community. We are hosted on the school platform, skool.com, Health with Hashimoto's, and let's talk about it over there so we can come together as a community, because what we also need in 2026 is friendships, is community. We need to be supporting each other. All right, I'll see you next week. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. Please discuss any changes with your trusted healthcare provider. To take your next step, join our school community and explore the courses available there. You do not have to figure your health out alone. So that is school, skool.com, and it is the Health with Hashimoto's community. I'll see you next time on the Health with Hashimoto's podcast.